Hey guys, good morning. Hope you're having a beautiful week. Today I want to sit down and talk about all the bags. That is actually 6 bags that I sold in 2024. As the year is ending, I really wanted to sit down and explain why I let some of these bags go. And not only bags, some of them are jewelry, shoes, ready to wear, etc. So if it's the morning for you like it is for me, grab your coffee. If it's a little bit later, maybe a glass of wine or a snack, and let's sit down and talk about bags. So a bit over a month ago, I made an unboxing of my Bottega Veneta small hug bag in the suede, the gray one. And I did mention that I got that bag to fill in a space because I did sell a few of my bags recently on Whatnot, which is an app for live streams, and I did basically like a closet sale. And I got a few comments asking me to please make this video because I did film a video around May or it was June about the bags that I was using, the list, and the fact that I was considering letting them go. And with some of them I did went through and let them go, and others I'm still giving them a little bit more time because I just don't want to regret it. So to a few of these bags I did give them quite a bit of time. I used them, I really wanted to think about if I wanted to let them go or not, and most of them at the end I just decided that I wanted to go through and sell them. Some of these bags I sold them at the beginning of the year around January, February, and the other ones were like around September. I think decluttering and downsizing my handbag collection a little bit this year was very good, and the reason why I wanted to do so many changes was because I also wanted to try out new things and new brands, and I don't really feel comfortable just adding and adding things to my closet. So for me, a good compromise is that if I want to add a new bag like the Goya or the Bottega Veneta, selling one bag or two from my collection just makes me feel a little bit more responsible, and that I'm being very intentional with the things that I am adding to my collection and my closet, and to make sure that I'm gonna use them all, enjoy them all, and that I'm just not being super impulsive. This does not even mean that the bags that I sold are not good or that I didn't love them or that there was something wrong with them. It was just the fact that I wanted to try something different. And I think also the fact that I got robbed in Italy, probably 2 of my most used bags in my collection, it did make me realize how much I loved those 2 bags, how much I use them, probably over maybe a few of the rest of the bags that I have in my closet, but also that I was okay letting them go, and that I also just wanted to try some new things and maybe find new favorites that could maybe replace them. And the only way that I felt comfortable doing that was by basically rotating things a little bit. And I think the same goes to the shoes. I was holding on for dear life to some of those heels that I was just not using because I was very stubborn, just thinking that eventually I was going to use them when I just cannot even walk with them for 2 hours. Like nothing was gonna really change overnight. I was not going to get used to super high heels, and they were just sitting in my closet, whereas I could let them go and maybe try something that actually fitted my lifestyle. So yeah, before I keep rambling about this, what I'm going to is that I loved many of these things, but at the same time I was very much okay letting them go. But I don't want anyone to feel like if you have any of these bags that they're not good, that they're not worthy, that I don't think they are great, because I think they're great. That's why I spent my money on getting them on the first place. I really just don't want to keep adding without letting things go, and because they were the ones that I reached for the list, it just made sense for me. But I don't want to encourage anyone to just get rid of these specific items. But I do want to encourage everyone that if you have things maybe that you're not that much in love with, that you're not using that much, to maybe consider letting them go, and then you have funds and space to add new fun things that you can try out. So the first one is going to be my mini Lady Dior in the ultra matte white. I'm gonna put a picture of the bag. I love that bag. I know. I do have a few reasons why I think it was the best for me to part with it. I think because of the size of the bag and the color, it was just a bit too similar into the scenarios that I was reaching out for it than my mini Kelly that is also in white. And I do use my mini Kelly quite a lot. So at the end of the day, I would feel like consistently I would put the 2 of them next to each other when I was choosing a bag to wear. And I was mostly going for the mini Kelly. So that one was the first factor. And the second reason was the size, and I think a little bit the color. I saw this pastel green one. I fell in love with the bag. It was in my ABC size and I fell in love with it. And I realized that maybe later on definitely not right now, but maybe later on I would prefer to maybe try it in a bigger size and a color like the green one. I just feel like that's something that I would love to have in my collection, that I would probably reach out for a little bit more than the white one. This one was one of the most recent ones that I sold. The other one is my Chanel small boy bag. This one, by the time that I'm filming this video, has not sold, but it's definitely going to go. It's on my whatnot profile. I just think that I was just not reaching out for the bag enough. It was a black bag. I always really loved the boy bag, but I kept thinking over and over for the past, I would say, a year, that maybe if the bag was in another color, in a different fun material like tweed or suede, I don't know. I'm really open to trying new things, especially now that I'm so obsessed with suede. I think I would love to give velvet another try. I think I would maybe love it, because when it came to my boy bag, I just felt like I would prefer to reach out for other of my black bags. I think my style changed quite a bit since we moved, and of course we're always evolving and changing the things that we like, and I just feel like it was not really aligning very well with the way that I was dressing. I was having a bit of a hard time to just want to pair it with my outfits, and I just feel like we shouldn't be trying this hard when it comes to these bags that are thousands and thousands of euros. So I just think the best for me was to let it go, and in the future I see one that makes my heart skip a bit and I just fall in love with it. I think I would be more than happy to try it out. I also sold at the beginning of the year my Chanel Vintage Classic Flap. I really loved and adored that bag, but I just kept using my caramel because both of them, even though they're different shades, for me they would serve basically the same function. So it was a bit crazy to me to just have that bag sitting there and not getting properly used. There's a few things that I really love about the pre-love market, and one of them is that now someone just loves that bag and uses it. And I was using the bag, I just don't feel like I was using it enough for me to feel okay having it there. On the other hand, my Caramel Classic Flap is a bag that I don't think that I would ever let go, because that exact shade goes so perfect with so many things, and I think that's why I just was reaching out for it way more. The fourth bag that I sold was my Louis Vuitton Palm Springs Mini, and I think we all saw this one coming. I don't know why I keep trying with backpacks when they just don't work out for me. Every single backpack that I owned, I don't know why, but the idea of it seems very appealing to me, but then I would use them as top handles, and with the Palm Springs Mini this actually kind of works out. But at the end of the day, same as the boy bag, my style changed, so I was having a really hard time pairing it and just really wanting to reach out for it versus some of the other bags that I have. So I just thought that it was for the best to let it go. But this one is one of those bags that I think I will always kind of think about, because it was the first bag that I really wanted, the first bag that I fell in love with. It was so hard to find and I tried it. I really did try it, and at the end it just did not work out for me. Another Louis Vuitton bag that I sold was my Speedy. This one I did quite recently, and this one is still a bit sad because I did love that bag quite a lot. This one I sold it for a few reasons, and the first one, and probably the most important one, was the one in and one out rule that I have. So this one was the one that had to go so I could get the Bottega Veneta hub, and in my mind it really made sense at that point that this was one of my least used bags and I really wanted to try something different and something new. I think it's an easy bag that I can find and repurchase if I just feel like I miss it too much. But to be completely honest, even though I'm very sad that I let it go, I just don't think that I was reaching for it enough for me to want to go back and rebuy it eventually. But this, I don't know, I think I need to give it a little bit more time. And the last bag that I sold, this one was from Polene, and it's the Polene Beri in white. I sold this one because I was finally able to get my hands on last year on the same bag, but basically in this teddy shearling that it's really cute. And from the moment that I got the shearling one, I just was not reaching for the white one anymore. So I decided that rehoming the bag was the best way to go, and this one I don't regret one bit because I do love the shearling one quite a lot, and I think now that it's getting a little bit colder, I'm going to be able to use it quite a lot more. Now going into shoes, because with this one I don't think that I'm done. I don't know if I'm gonna sell more this year, because honestly it's very hard to sell shoes for me because I'm size 35 or 5 US, and there's not a lot of people out there in the market for shoes in my size, especially when it comes to heels. I finally decided to let go of my Celine Loafers, and honestly I don't miss them much because they were so heavy and I just did not find them very comfortable, and now the person who bought them she loves them, so I think that's amazing. I'm someone who loves to dress comfortable and to feel comfortable during the day, so when it comes to heels or different clothes or any type of shoe, if they're not comfy, I'm just not gonna reach out for them. So I always try to prioritize comfort versus looks. When you have both, it's quite perfect, but I love the look of the Celine Loafers. They were just not comfortable enough for me to want to use them. This also goes for the Jimmy Choo Avery bow heels. I love them. They looked absolutely amazing and I love to just stand with them. But walking, definitely not. They were too high for me and the bows were kind of in the way, and I would just see them in my closet and think about all of these scenarios that were never going to happen where I wanted to use them because they look amazing. I really love them, but I'm not going to any great parties or red carpets or fashion week or anything that I would use them for. So I think at the end of the day, I just prefer to part ways with them because I'm not gonna reach out and put that money towards a very comfy and stylish pair of boots maybe. I also sold my Dior hoodie and shorts. As cute as that set was, it was just sitting there neatly folded. I love to see it in my closet, but I was not using it, and ready to wear has a terrible resale value. So I did think about that one a lot, but I ended up deciding that it was for the best. So these are the things that I ended up selling and my reasons why. As you can see, most of it was that I didn't consider that I was reaching out for these things enough for me to be able to justify owning them. Especially because these are very expensive things that I also think that they deserve to be used maybe by someone else. And for some reason, decluttering and reorganizing and refreshing things just scratched an itch that I have every few months. So I do this quite often and I just find it to be very good for me. I understand that it's not for everyone because sometimes it's very hard to let go of things, especially if there are things that you like. But so far, I don't regret a single one of them. I will update on the Speedy though. This one, I think it's the one that I'm gonna press pause and maybe in a few months come back and tell you guys if I will end up rebuying or not. But for now, I think it was the best way to go for me. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I would love to hear out if you let go of anything this year and your reasons why. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and click the notification bell down below so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you're not done watching, I'm gonna leave you tutorials right here in case you wanna check them out. Thank you and see you on the next one. Bye!